Good morning. It's Dana with Constructing Autistics. I cannot talk this morning, apparently, but I'm about to dye some seam binding, and I thought I would just come on and explain how easy and quick this is. For those of you that have looked at the seam binding from Zipper Stop, it's a really good price, and you can buy it already in a color. And if you're going to do a big project or you just like a particular color and you use that color all the time, fine. You know what? 100 yards may not be too much for you to buy. Me, I can't say that I'm going to use one color more than another, and I don't have the storage to, excuse me, to do that. So I brought this bowl out. This is just kind of my pretend sink and faucet because I can't take all my stuff to the kitchen. It would be a pain to plug everything in there. So what I want is a green, and I picked out this green. It says Met on the top. This is just a metallic paint. It's kind of got a pearly finish. It's Crafter Essentials. I bought this years ago, so I hope it's not dried up. Like, it was labeled in 2013. Okay, well, but it's still moving around in that bottle, so hopefully, let me take a look at it and see. Yeah, oh yeah, it's still, I made a mess. All right, we'll get that off in a minute. So I kind of know what I'm making. I have an idea of what I'm making, and I'm going to need a few pieces, probably, I'm going to guess 3 to 4 pieces, about 12 inches long each is my guesstimate. So I'm going to just snip some pieces off here. About 1 foot long each. And this is how I dye. Normally I go to the sink to do this. I use a paper plate. That's my drying rack. Let me put this back over here. Out of the way. So I spilt some paint on here. Let me get that off. Oh, that might be too yellow. Okay, let me get another green just in case I need another green. Let me see, this is Citron. Yeah, you know what? That might be, if this turns out too yellow, I'll hit it with this darker green. So, okay, so basically what I do is I turn a little stream of water on. Let me get this over. At the sink, and I dampen my seam binding with some water, and then I wring it out. So that's about it to start with. Then I dab a drop, literally just a drop or two of paint on there. And I start to work it in. And this is definitely too yellow. So I'm going to add, this is Craft Smart Lime Green. I need to tone that down a little bit. So normally I don't use two colors of green. But for some reason this, I'm going to have to add some more water to wring out the other color. I didn't realize that was so yellow based. I haven't used it in a long time though. So you know what, I'm going to have to add a little too much paint to override that yellow. So normally it doesn't take that long with one color. When you've got the right color, you just give it a squeeze and you're done. But in the event that I'm at the sink, I would have to run some water in this and wring it out again. Hence the bowl. And that's still a little bright. Still a little bit brighter than I had intended. But let's have a look-see. Yeah, it still looks yellow-green to me. Maybe more so than I wanted. And then I just kind of lay it out where it's not all lumped up together to dry. So I think I'm going to do one more batch with just the first green. I'm going to wash my glove off here and try to get the yellowish paint off it. Now, of course, this also would be easier to sink where you're using running water. But, okay, I think my glove is pretty clean. Okay, so I'm going to do this over because you saw how the first one turned out. So I'm going to use the other paint because I think that I would rather have a green as opposed to a yellow green. So I'm going to dry this off. So again, I'm going to do about 4 feet, cut into 12-inch pieces about. I know I have this mat right here I could measure it on, but I'm not going to because, well, I guess that's a little over 12 inches. But for what I want, that's good. It doesn't have to be perfect. So this, I'm going to dampen with some water. I'm going to set this over here so I don't accidentally use it. I'm going to put a drop of paint, and literally that's how much paint I put on there, you can see. And then I'm just going to kind of spread that around. And I'm going to hit it with the water. Oh, darn it, if my water would spray. I'm using the cat punisher water is what that says. My son wrote on there. Years ago, we took in a cat, and a gently used cat, and she wanted to get on the table all the time, so we'd give her a little mist, and she'd be like, "Oh, no, I'm leaving." So that taught her to stay off the table, but that was actually my water bottle. I need another. I have all these paper plates stacked up from dyeing seam binding in the kitchen. I like to put them on paper plates so that I can still stack them up and check on them when I need to. I only got 3 pieces. Yeah, there's 4. So this isn't as dark. This one didn't turn out as dark as the first one, of course, because I put more water on it. But it still looks kind of yellowy to me. Now, I don't know if that is my light. I don't know. I kind of like that. I wanted something a little more minty, maybe. So I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to pick one more paint. Of course, this is going to be a lot easier at the sink where you can just run water over your glove and make sure the paint is off. But again, couldn't really bring the sink to me. So let me see. I'm going to try maybe this bright turquoise and see if I can water this down a good bit so that it's a little less in the yellow family and a little more in the green family. So let's do that. Okay, this is my last one. So just a tiny bit of water. Let me shake this up. Let me get some paint out here. This paint doesn't come out very fast, does it? There we go. Let me hit that with some water. I guess I could have filled up my bottle before I went live. This might be a little darker than I had in mind. I don't know. Actually, let's put it in this yellowy water. Maybe I can get something in between. Yeah, that's kind of what I want, is what color that water is down there. You see that water? Now it looks kind of tie-dyed. Strange but true. So I'm going to kind of keep squeezing and rubbing it until I get the color I want. So it is about there. That might be a little dark. I'm going to hit that with water right there. Just wring it out. There. Okay. So these are previous used plates because I just keep reusing them. Once they're dry, the paint won't bleed off the plate. Yeah, I definitely like this better. I wanted a more minty green, so I was able to make that with that turquoise and the yellowy green, because I don't really have a minty green. So that is the color I was wanting right there. This was too yellow, and this was too yellow. It was too much of an apple. So this is what I need for my project. Anyway, that's how easy it is. If you're at the sink, literally go to the sink with your craft paint and your seam binding, put a drop of water on it, squeeze it out, lay it out to dry. If you have a specific paper pad you're using for a project, such as a photo album or whatever it is, match up your paint. Once you get this, once you get some sort of, a drop of this and 2 drops of that, however it is you decide to do it, once you get it all situated, you can dye a large amount of seam binding and use it for your entire project. Me, I'm doing smaller projects, and so I'm doing smaller amounts of seam binding. These were experiments. I know you guys saw with the glossy with the Tattered Angels. That's kind of turned out a pinkish purple. I love the money. That's called money green. I love that. I was trying to get that old Christmas feeling, the evergreen color. And then this actually was this same color as this, just by itself. So as you can see, it's a lot more turquoise than when you mix it with the yellow green, it turns a nice mint. So that's it. That's it. These are all dry, so I'm going to sit them over here. But that's it for me. This is Dana with Constructing Artistics. You see how easy this is. Don't be scared to dye your seam binding. And if it doesn't come out the color you want, hey, do it again. There's 100 yards on this roll for $10.50. Can't beat that. Make your own. Make your own color. If you feel like you can't find the color you want, make it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.